Hey YouTube, it's Tracy. So today for Tracy's Thoughts, I want to talk a little bit about my mom actually. A couple of weeks ago she had went to the doctor and her doctor's really thorough. She'll, ask her how she's doing, check her. She had diabetes for a while, which is under control because she lost weight. She has high cholesterol, which is under control as well, which is great. My mom's really healthy for her age, and I'm not going to give her age because it's not my place. But she's up there. But she was feeling around at her throat, and she goes, I noticed a little soft tissue, like a soft tissue matter, like almost like I guess an air pocket or whatever. It's really soft. I want you to, get that checked out. I'm gonna, put you with a doctor, and they're gonna do a little biopsy. And, the first thing you hear about biopsy is, oh God, the word cancer comes to mind, and you get real nervous and you get worried. And then she was very nervous. And I didn't talk about it because I was kind of nervous about it. I mean, I pretty much knew she was going to be okay. But, it's in the back of your mind. I mean, this is my mom. I already lost my father. He had a stroke years ago, which ruined his kidneys, and he was on kidney dialysis. So basically, his kidneys looked like Swiss cheese. He had holes in his kidneys. And, but he ended up dying from a really massive heart attack. That was a week after Hurricane Katrina happened. So I know loss, and it's sad. I mean, my wife Elizabeth knows loss too. She lost her mom a year before my dad. So we both know what it's like to lose a parent. It's hard. So I was a little worried, but she went and got a biopsy done, which is scary because they pretty much stuck a needle in her throat to pull out the matter and examine it. But she came back, clear. There's no cancer. And in 3 years, she's got to get it checked again, That word, it's a terrible, horrible word. Just having sickness in general. Sorry, guys. I told you this was real. We're real people. But sorry, Liz. But she's gonna be okay. She's strong as an ox, that woman, I swear. She runs circles around all of us. To tell you, she's so healthy and vibrant, and everybody loves her. That's why we do Chatting with Mom, because I think she has a lot of good things to say. She's a great mom to me and my brother Jonathan and my brother Caleb. We love her to death, and she takes care of my wife Elizabeth and her brother William. They call her Ma, because she is mom. She's who she is. She's the center of our life. I rely on her a lot for different things. She's always there. But she's always been my strong person to go to. Like, my dad, he worked a lot, and he worked at night and slept during the day because he was a professional chauffeur. He used to chauffeur sea pilots around. They would come off the boat, and then they would go off the boat and jump in my dad's car, and he'd bring them wherever they want to go. So we're about to drive, so be aware that we're about to move. But I remember one time, I'll just tell this one story of how awesome my mom is. Like I told you before, I'm very creative. I like to write, I like to sing, I like to play piano, I draw, I paint, I do all kind of different things, play video games, just very creative in that aspect. Sorry, this guy was backing up, we were backing up. And they had challenged us to write a poem in 6th grade. I remember my teacher's name. I won't mention her name, but I went to a school called Arby Park Middle. It was in Louisiana, in Chalmette, Louisiana, and actually it was in Arby, Louisiana. And they told us that we had to write a poem for the Young Authors Contest. So I had written a poem, and I had shown my parents. My dad's like, "Look, you can submit this poem, but I don't think it's going to win. You can do what you want, but why don't you try again? If you don't like the second poem, then go with the first." I said, okay. It's a pretty open-minded kid. I listened to my parents. I was a pretty good girl. So I went back and wrote a poem, and I wrote a really nice, long, beautiful poem. It's called Beauty, actually. So I submitted it, and I found out through the grapevine, through one of my friends in school, that she had read my poem out loud in class, and someone had said, oh, I heard that poem, I read that poem somewhere else. She copied it. And she wasn't even going to tell me, but my friend came. Thank God my friend was in class, because she went and told me. And I went to her and I said, listen, I said, I don't know what she's telling you. She might not like me or something, but that's original. I wrote that poem. She goes, well, I can't be sure. So I was upset. I went home and crying. I told my mom, and my mom called her up and said, look, this is real. This is her poem. It's original. You need to submit this poem to the Young Authors Contest. It's not a copyright. You need to do it. But the teacher wouldn't do it. And my mom was mad. I mean, she was peeved, okay? So she went to the office the next day and went and talked to our principal, Dr. Neal. I was like, Ma, you don't have to do that. She goes, no, I know you wrote that poem. I know your daddy made you go and rewrite it. And you spent all Saturday writing that poem. No, She's gonna submit that poem or else. That's just how my mom was back in the day. She really is like that still, but anyway, so she wrote the poem. She went to Dr. Neal and told him, look, this is what my daughter did. They're saying, whoa. Sorry, I don't know what the heck that was. Just, you got to turn right here. Yeah. And you're looking around. We'll make sure you hit this truck in front of us. She wrote this poem, and this teacher's telling me that I'm lying, and that my daughter didn't write the poem, and that, she's not submitting it. Well, Dr. Neal called the little girl and the teacher to the office, and I was sitting in the office too. I was nervous as heck. I don't know why. I was kind of a nervous child. But anyway, we all sat down, and she looked at me, and I looked her straight in the eye. She goes, tell me the truth. Did you write the poem? I said, yes, I did. That is my poem, and I recited it to her. It's called Beauty. Then she went to the little girl, and she looked at the little girl. It was a little girl, and she said, well, really, she was kind of not little. She was a sixth grader. But she looked at her and said, did you hear this poem or read this poem somewhere else? She goes, well, I don't know. I can't be too sure. And Dr. Neal knew that she had lied. And she looked at Miss Marcelon. Oh, I didn't mean to say the name. Oh, well, it's out now. She looked at the teacher and she said, you should have known better. You should have known not to believe her. You should have known better. I have to close that because the headlights behind me. It's like deer in the headlights. She pretty much looked at me. She goes, your poem will be submitted. And that's all because of my mom. My mom is awesome, and she's such a good person. And we have our problems. We fight. We argue. She gets under my skin. I get under hers. But what mother-daughter doesn't? That's just family. That's how it is sometimes. But because she decided that she was putting her foot down, and she did that for me, I ended up winning second place in the Young Authors Contest. Okay? I won second place. I was so excited. It really was such a confidence booster. I felt like I could do anything because, number one, I was smart enough to write a poem because my dad made me go back and do it. I listened to my dad, and he made me go back and rewrite and write something else. And that my mom had my back, it made me feel like, man, I could do anything. I feel confident, and that was such a good parenting on both parts, And that's, I just want to brag on it, we go through life and we talk about all the negative and all the different things that are bad, but we never remember the good. And that's just one of the many things that she did for me, growing up. My mom was great. She was a good person. She used to play with me. We used to play cards, and she taught me how to play rummy and solitaire. We would play badminton. In front of our house, we had these long hedges that were there was a cement walkway and the two hedges, but they were connected. And we used to play badminton over the hedges in front of the yard. We used to go riding bikes. We'd play Barbies and baby dolls. She would buy me my favorite candy or cereal whenever I wanted it. Because my dad was on a health kick, and I wasn't allowed to have sugar cereal and candy and stuff. And what she would do, she would buy it and we would hide it. And then when he left, we would eat it. I guess I'm kind of reaping that reward now, but back then it was good for me just to have a little piece. So that's it. that's all I want to say. I just want to brag on my mom and say, Mom, I love you. I'm so happy that you're healthy and that you have got a good report. We knew it. We talked about that. We knew. But I know deep down your mind, you were a little nervous. You were worried. And I was too. I think everybody was. But we're just glad, you're okay, Mom. And you're going to be around for a long time. A long time. Stick around, Mom. All right. Well, that's it. That's all I got to say. Mom's awesome, right?
We love Mom.
We do. We love Mom. So, everything to say is, love your family. I know they get on your skin sometimes, but don't not talk to them. Don't walk away from them. Don't be mad at them for long. Try to work out your problems because they're all you got. Your parents, they're only here for a short while, and then they're gone. Unfortunately, and that's morbid, I guess, but that could be anyone. You don't know how much time you have left. You don't know what tomorrow will bring. So always try to make the best of your day today. And love the people you're with. And family doesn't always mean blood. It's who you choose to love, who you choose as your family, your friends, an aunt or uncle or whatever. Just love them and show them, tell them. Don't just go, no, we're close. No, I love you. And I love you, Jonathan. I love you, Caleb. I love you, Mom, Elizabeth, William, Jonathan, Andrew, Kelly. I love my entire family. Brenda, Chris, Zachary, Haley. You're good. You're good for me. And everyone else, Elizabeth's parents, her dad, and her stepmom, we're family. And I love you. Okay? I know that's mushy, but that's Tracy. Sorry, that's me. So, that's all I have to say today. Y'all have a great day, and Tracy out. Bye.